So Matt asked me to come up and talk a little bit about building a community within your district. And I couldn't think of a better thing for me to be able to talk about. But I'm definitely not just going to talk about what I do at my BOCES where I work and where I build communities within the districts I work with. But I do want to point out a few different groups that I am very fortunate to be able to run and to do. And these are definitely things that you can also take back to your districts and do. I run 3 different cohorts. All of these cohorts came from people coming to me and saying, hey, you know, I think I'd like to meet with other educators from around our region to understand how they're doing something. And there's nothing worse than being siloed in your job, right? You want to make sure that everything that you do, that you have people that are there to support you and that you can support others. Like Amy said at the beginning, we want to lift people up and we want to bring them along on our journey because we don't want to do this journey alone. And I think right now, if you look around this room, and you look around the table, all the people you're sitting at, and you think of all the connections that you've made over the past few days, I know that you can say that you have the most incredible community right here in this room. And I want you to take a moment and give yourself a round of applause for the amount of work that you have done to get right here. Yeah. There is no better community than what you can get from peers who hear you, who see you, who understand you. And there's no better place for you to go for the support that you need than those people that are there for you at all times. So build your communities, spend time with each other, help. If there's something that you want to do, there's probably a place to do that. And what I want to share with you is from these different groups that I run out of my BOCES, I have been able to do some work. You might be even familiar with these. Have you seen these books? Oh, yay. Good, I'm glad you have. So these books came from the work of a team of ed tech coaches, librarians, educators, administrators. We got together and we said, we know that these new standards that are coming and now they'll be, hopefully are starting to appear in your classrooms, we know we're going to need to support each other in this process. So we sat down and we took apart those standards and we said, what do we already do? What can we do? And how can we make sure that we have all of the information that our educators need to make this a successful rollout? Because there's nothing more important than our students getting the skills they need to be successful in whatever it is they want to do. We want them to know that the opportunities exist for them. We never want them to feel that they don't see themselves in a job that might be something that they can find true passion in. We're working on a new one now, too. We're working on a different type of partnership that I'm really proud of that we're working out of our BOCES. We have a model schools loaning program, and many other BOCES do, too, so reach out to your BOCES if you haven't. But what we're starting to do is saying, okay, we have all these cool tools. You saw them all up there, right? Marty is great, right? I know Matt had Marty the robot up on the screen. And I've been doing robotics in my classroom for over 10 years now, and I think that it's something that we want to make sure that others have opportunities. We want to help create that equity, that everyone has the opportunity to have access to the things that are going to help our students be successful. So we're building new books because we had so much fun building the first set. We're now building the second set of books where we're going to say, here are ways that you can use the tools. But we don't want it to be about the tool. We want it to be about the opportunities it opens up for our students. I wanted to show what this kind of looks like in action in our region. And we work with 31 different school districts. On the top where you see all the students laying on the floor, this is a group that was using a robot called the iRobot Root. All right, this is just like your Roombas you have in your home, which the kids think are super cool. And they're like, wait, is this going to clean my carpet? No, not this robot, but the ones you have at home do. And then they get to explore. I don't have to do a lot of explicit teaching. I can just go in and say, hey, I got this robot. It draws for you. Make a shape. And the amount of critical thinking, the computational thinking, the amount of thinking skills that it takes for them to figure out a basic shape. And they always want to do circles, and circles are so hard. So I'm always like, well, maybe start with a square. And they're able to build, and we're able to bring these robots into different schools. I've had students create faces on pumpkins. We've done snowmen. I had kindergartners and UPK kindergartners doing snowflakes, understanding the process of using code to actually draw snowflakes on butcher paper. In the center, this is my, and I've said this in a couple of my sessions, in the center, I was able to do a career day with our students, and we were able to explore different careers. I had the students up doing a really fun Nearpod activity where they had to do tap, zap, and there were all sorts of movements and such. And you can see any of these pictures that are up here, you can see that they're interactive. The kids are using their critical thinking skills. So I hope that you use your community to be able to build experiences like this with your students. Thank you.